Hello again to the series AGS like a Pro, the tutorial series that shows you how to use Adventure Game Studio like a professional. In this installment, we're going to follow on our Git tutorials. This time we're going to talk about git ignore. That's very important if you use AGS. Why is that important? Because there are some files that you never ever want to commit, to push to your Git repository. There can be several reasons. Reason number one, because they're too big. So you don't want to push big binary files like the .exe file to your Git repository. Git is meant for programming, for source code. So you have only a limited amount on github.com. You have 1 gigabyte if I recall. So you want to save the space. So you need to ignore .exe files. Uh, you might also want not to commit some files, not because they're too big, but because they are they can be irrelevant. They can be different for every user for no good reason. Like you want them on your computer because it's you who's using this AGS editor, but you don't want it to conflict with someone else's computer and someone else's AGS editor. So how do you forbid Git from uploading a file to the repository? It's very easy. It's by listing those files into the file called .gitignore. .gitignore is a file that is present in your Git repository folder on your computer. In the previous video, we saw how to create a repository on the computer. It was I have cloned and downloaded the twin module repository, and it's now on my computer. And I see that if I go to that folder, there is the .gitignore file. It's there. It's created by default by Git. Same thing if I go to my own. Okay, my mistake. It's not created by default. I might want to create myself. So I can decide to do that. By default, Git does not ignore any file. Okay, so Windows is a bit allergic to creating file names that start with a dot, but you can easily take the file from another folder and put it in your own. So now I have my .gitignore file for my own repository, and this is the file where I will define what files are ignored by Git, will never be uploaded to the repository. Let's open it. And this is a file that I've already typed, but if you create a new file, it will be empty. You should type this. So this is just a list of the things that you should tell AGS not to upload. You should just know them by reading the AGS forums. You should not upload anything in the assets folder, anything in the this folder, anything in this folder is not standard. If I think it's just from the twins module. But more importantly, you must never upload the compiled folder and the _debug folder. They contain a lot of binary data like the exe files and stuff. That's too big. You don't want to upload my mistake. It's the backup one that you don't want to upload. This file exists twice in every AGS game. Let me find it for you. Of course, I picked the one folder where it's not there. Anyway, you will have to trust me on this one. Do not upload the... Okay, there it is. I could not see it. So that's the file that you don't want to upload. So you may upload acspr-set.spr, but you don't want to upload the backup one. So anyways, it's very simple. Just put those into your own .gitignore folder, and you will see that those files will no longer be uploaded to the repository. So let's recap. A little correction here. Never upload debug, never upload compile, never upload backup ACS SPR set.spr. And additionally, you might want to replace the path, your local path, by adding star star. That lets you that means that not only you will not upload the compiled folder in your game, but you will also not upload the compiled folder in any subfolder that your game might have. It will be useful in the next lesson. You will see why. And just for the record, the openineditor.log file is a very special file that AGS creates whenever you open the game with the editor, and it will delete it whenever you exit the editor. It's just a log file that's meant it makes sure that the game is not open twice on your computer in two different versions of the editor. You don't want to have two instances of the editor open that open the same game files. It would corrupt your files. So AGS just make sure it's not opening the game twice on the same computer. And if you upload this file, it's completely unnecessary. It makes no sense. It's a temporary file. So that's it for today. Sorry, this tutorial was not as clear as the previous ones. More hesitations, but you get the idea. Thank you. Bye.